Today's an exciting day. We're headed into Puerto Vallarta to pick up the part for our fan. I know we're both excited, and I'm sure the kitties are excited to have our normal airflow again. So we're back driving. We've left San Pancho and we've got a chore day. So lots to do. We need to go to a bigger grocery. We need to pick up some water. We need to fill up propane. We also need to go to Home Depot. We've got to figure out how to mount our surfboard on the camper. David has a good plan, but we didn't have all the parts needed, so lots to do. Hopefully we can get it all done and get back to camp. It's only 10 a.m., so hopefully that's a good sign. We're out and about early, but we'll keep you posted.
Blowing in the wind.
We made it to the marina. Pretty exciting. Lots of big boats, catamarans. Just gotta wait to get in. Okay, good news. We got the part.
Yeah, we met with Pat and Allie. They were coming back from Oregon to their boat in Puerto Vallarta, and it just worked out that they were able to bring us the parts we needed for our Max Air fan. So,
yay!
Very exciting. We should be up and running again this evening. Have some airflow.
Yeah, we can't wait. I'm sure the kitties are excited too. But thanks again, Pat and Allie. We so appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see their boat and hear a little bit about them and all of their adventures, and they gave us some good recommendations for the area too, really around Mexico. So add those to our list, and now they've given us a new idea for tonight, so I'm not sure where we'll end up. We'll see.
Yep.
We made it to Home Depot. David just went in. Looks pretty similar. It took us a little while to figure out what was going on with all of these different lanes. There's a divider and a few more lanes across the divider. Last time we were over here in Puerto Vallarta, it took us a minute to try to figure out what was going on. We think we figured it out. We could be wrong, but it seems like the lanes that are to the right of the divider are maybe actually turning lanes or used for kind of like going to the places off of the side of the road. And in the middle here, these seem like the through lanes, and you only get over to the other side of the divider when you're ready to get off or turn. We'll continue studying to see if we're right or wrong. Well, we've got a predicament on our hands. We just came out of Costco, picked up a couple things while we were in Puerto Vallarta, got in the camper to drop our stuff in there, and it seems like the power isn't working quite right. The Victron battery says low battery, but we've been charging all day, and when we connect it on our phones through the app, it says we're at 95%, so that's not right. David's trying to figure it out, but I've got the kitties outside right now, just since it's pretty hot. They're not thrilled. As you can see, it's a bit loud out here in this Costco parking lot, but there's at least a breeze out here, so I thought that might be better than the camper. When I put them in their backpacks, it was 87 in there, which they've done okay at 87, but any hotter than that, and I start to get a bit worried about them. But hopefully David can figure this out. Always one carnival trick after another.
So the Multi Plus 2 decided to give me a little bit of a scare today in the Costco parking lot. When we went in, we noticed the refrigerator was beeping at us, which it does that whenever it loses power. So I opened up the multi-plus and it was actually showing low battery, but both our smart shunt and the solar were showing we still had like 13.4 volts. And I tried to log into it with my laptop and reset it, and also just turn it on and off, and flipped off all the breakers, tried a few things, still couldn't get it to reset. And I finally Googled it, and it seems like other people have had issues in the past and they just updated firmware. So luckily we were in a spot where I could still get a hotspot on my phone, so I could download the new firmware and update it, and it's been working okay for the past 5 minutes or so. So we're gonna put the cats back in the camper since the AC is working again, and hopefully it doesn't decide to go out on us anymore.
All right, try number 2. Well, we were going to go to La Comer, a grocery store, but David says he doesn't think we'll fit inside their parking garage. Good news, there is an entrance that we will fit in.
But the leaders should not hit anything?
Yeah, you got room over here? Okay, now go straight. Go that way a little. There you go.
Petco right there.
Oh, Petco too. Perfect. Here we go. Just riding the escalator. Welcome to La Comer. I would say that this grocery store has the best variety that we found. We don't go to it often, it's a little more expensive, but it's nice.
Found a tree. First time I've seen this on the mainland. La Comer for the win.
Oh boy. Not only can you buy groceries, but you can also buy a little motorcycle or a quad at the grocery. It's fantastic.
These cars are super nice. I was worried about going down the incline, but as soon as you come on this little escalator here, the wheels lock up to keep it from rolling down. Pretty neat.
They've thought this through.
Yeah.
So the best part about grocery shopping with your camper is that as soon as you take your groceries outside, you get to put them away straight away. I guess that's good here, especially since it's so hot. None of our cold stuff gets too warm.
Waiting to check in at the campground.
All right, got set up. Just say, it's really a nice spot for being in the city. So far, so good. Heading to drop off some laundry this morning. Lots of cobblestone streets down here. Got it dropped off. It's perfect. This was only a 3-minute walk from our camp spot.
Got the laundry dropped off, and it's going to be pretty quick. She said we can pick it up at 6 o'clock tonight. Past few times we've taken our laundry, it's been 2 or 3 days before it would be ready. So this one's extra speedy. So yellow's hot, black is neutral.
Well, bad news. David was working on the fan this morning and he got it all wired up with the new motherboard. Tried it out and it didn't work. So I know he's feeling super frustrated. He actually took the old motherboard to another electrical place this morning to see if they could fix the diode. They checked the diode and they said, oh, it works. So maybe that was our first inkling. Anyways, he's actually taken a new piece back to that shop to see if they could fix it. After realizing that it wasn't the motherboard, he tested the keypad, which, you know, lets us turn the fan on or off, up or down. And looks like that's the problem. So, of course, now that we waited a couple weeks, had the best case scenario of a friend, a contact that was going to be in the area that could bring the other part down for us. Now we're kind of back to square one. So hopefully this shop can fix this keypad piece. David tried to fix it with, he's got a little soldering kit he just bought at Home Depot, but that didn't quite do it, so he's hoping this other guy can fix it. But if not, I guess we're going to be figuring out how to order and ship this new part to Mexico, because just doing a quick search, it's on eTrailer, but eTrailer doesn't ship to Mexico. So, not super ideal, but you know what? We're going to figure it out. It'll be okay. But we'll keep you updated. Are we going to figure it out, Tyga? What do you think?
So it's been a bit of a frustrating morning trying to get the fan keypad fixed. Anybody that has a Max Air fan is definitely a warning. The new motherboards are notorious for going out because of moisture and high voltage, but also the ribbons on the keypads, right where it bends, is susceptible to corrosion. And I didn't notice it at first when I took the fan apart. It was after I put the new board in. I took a closer look at things and noticed some corrosion on the fan ribbon, or the ribbon coming from the fan keypad. But anyway, I took it to a TV repair shop guy this morning, and he looked at it and said no. Then I tried a cell phone repair kiosk. They looked at it and said no, and recommended me to another repair shop who also said no, who recommended me to another repair shop who said maybe. He wasn't going to make me any promises, but he would try to get it done by 5 or 6. And it was 200 pesos if he fixes it, and if he can't fix it, it's free. So hopefully he can fix it, because it's the same situation as we had with the motherboard where nobody ships it to Mexico. So definitely frustrating. Definitely hating on Max Air fans right now. This fan's only 2 years old, and I've discovered it has a slew of notorious problems. So that stinks, but we'll keep trying.
Well, we picked up the laundry. It was a pretty good deal. It was only 240 pesos for our big bag. So that's the good news. The bad news is we went back to the electrical shop.
Yeah.
This is what we'll call it. And not such good news. The guy couldn't fix it. So I guess we're gonna have to try to order it and have it shipped here. Something to figure out. What do you think, Nanette? What do you think, Tyga? Smell something. This is the kitty's first time out since San Pancho, when it didn't go very well. So really, it's like their first time out since we've been in mainland Mexico. So it's pretty quiet here. One of our neighbors has a dog, but just one compared to more like 20. The cats haven't been walking much, mostly just sniffing things. So much to check out. I'm sure it smells different here than Baja. I think these might be mangoes.
So a little bit of a scary situation at, this is actually the second campground we've had this happen at, where we've got voltage from the neutral to the ground plug, which in a correctly grounded system with no reverse polarities, that should be 0. Here we were getting 70, so I'll show you what happened. touch this metal lock up here, and you can see we're not plugged in right now, and we've got 0.3 volts, which is normal coming from the battery. But whenever I plug in to shore power, we come over here, and now from there to there we've got 69 volts. So anything over 40 volts is pretty dangerous. Luckily I just got a little jolt and then kind of noticed something was wrong. So we don't normally stay at campgrounds, but of the 2 campgrounds we've stayed at, we've seen this neutral to ground voltage problem at both of them, and luckily it was me who just got zapped a little bit. The last campground was only 12 volts, this one's 70, so it's gotten worse, and I've double checked everything on my end just to make sure there wasn't a staple through a wire or something, and I've plugged it into different power sources like the generator and working shore power, and we don't have this problem. So it's definitely just polarities reversed somewhere on their end, or they've got a bad ground. But unfortunately GFCIs are not a thing in Mexico. If they were, the circuit would have been tripped right away. But luckily we've caught it, but if you're camping in Mexico, definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Okay, so this is where we were plugged in. David's moved our extension cord over to the next outlet over here. So let's see what the voltage reads now.
So now that we've switched shore power plugs, we still have voltage, but it's 11 volts instead of 70, so I'm not too worried about 10 or 11 volts. Not something I'd want to do long term, but it's not going to kill us, so it'll work for now.
We're waiting for our Uber to go into more of the city in Puerto Vallarta. We found the beach. The pretty pier over there. Lots of boats in the water. Nice looking waves. A little canal. It's really pretty over here. We had to get some homemade ice cream. Can't beat that. Cute little shop. David's enjoying it so far. I need to get a bite.
That's a big bite.
That was yummy. Well, we got our ice cream, walked on the Millicon, had some happy hour drinks, and got some tacos. Now it's time to go back to the kitties. We made it back. Got the kitties out for a walk before they get dinner. Gotta soak up the spot while we can get the cats out. Just never know what's coming next.
Okay.
Are you being grumpy? If you liked this video, let us know by liking and subscribing. And don't forget, you can see more of the journey on Instagram and TikTok. Cheers, friends!